Yo, what's going on everyone? Deathwing here, and today I'm here with a prediction of chapter 852 of One Piece. It's gonna be released tomorrow if there are no breaks or delays. And just right away, without further ado, let's get into my predictions. So what I think the title would be The Reunion or Mr. Prince's Resort or anything related to Sanji. And then we get to the main plot. First of all, the scene is of Big Mom and Brook, and what I think is gonna happen is Big Mom will wreck Brook up, but she will be unable to steal the soul out of Brook, and that will be because of his devil fruit. He barely makes a copy of Poneglyphs and will look for a chance to escape, but Big Mom won't let him escape. Both of them will have conversation regarding Luffy and his crew. Brook will specify that his captain's ability to break any kind of hurdle or wall and turns the situation into his favor and is concluded to be victorious no matter what happens. And he will be boasting about his captain Luffy, and this surely will piss Big Mom off. But then he will say, we all but Luffy will agree to leave the whole Cake Island without Sanji and the Poneglyphs only. But Luffy is the one who is dedicated to his words and his crew. He said that he will come and kick your ass, and he said that he will go with Sanji when he leaves the whole Cake Island. Brook will say he will bring Sanji-san back even if he has to beat you up and kick your ass. And now Big Mom will get totally pissed off and will order Zeus and Prometheus to give Brook the final blow. And eventually Brook will fall, and he would probably be on verge of losing his consciousness. And then we'll get to a scene with Pedro and Tamago. We haven't seen Pedro in the last chapter, but Pedro, after defeating Tamago, will think of checking on Brook. And what I think is, after he leaves, Tamago will wake up and come out of the yolk of his egg, and uh, and he will be revealed to have eaten the egg fruit, and he will have a similar ability like Cracker. He can create eggs and can use them as an armor or in whatever way he wants. He can produce as many eggs as he wants. And then he will say, thanks to the egg fruit power, he had his egg armor. And then he will consume the energy and protein out of the egg yolk and the egg white. And this will surely hype Tamago up as potentially a strong enemy or antagonist. And then Pedro will be shown to about to reach where Brook is, and then the scene would shift to the prison library. Jinbei will use the bookmark, um, which was lying beside Opera, to go in and out of the prison book and will free Luffy and Nami. And then they will have a conversation regarding their situation, and will tell each other in what situation they are in. And then Luffy will tell Jinbei to free every one of the prisoners. And then they will get to see many familiar faces. And what I assume is, and what I predict is, they will be shocked by seeing a certain person in the prison library, but his or her face will not be shown in the same chapter. And you know who I'm talking about, who I think he or she would be? Well, she would be Monet. I definitely believe her to be Monet, and even Virgo, but Virgo is controversial because he is just a mere human. But Monet is considered to be a harpy, which is modified by Law's devil fruit. So it would just create a huge hype in the community, definitely. And then we will get to Brook and Big Mom scene again. And Brook will be moaning in pain. Big Mom and the homies were laughing and would be saying that you were seeing me young and all that stuff, and now what happened to you, huh? You're just falling in front of my feet, and and you still wanna boast about your captain and think like that. And they both, and Big Mom and her homies would be laughing. And then Big Mom will get a call on Denden Moshi. Pili 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 pili. And then a guard will say, Mama, and then Big Mom will say um, something related to her food, and she will say, what has happened? Is my food ready, or it is not ready, or what? And then guard will say that Straw Hat and 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 his company has broken the prison library along with the prisoners and has freed each and every one of the prisoner in there too. Then Big Mom would be like, what the fuck? What the hell? How can he free every one of them? And did he free even my precious creatures too? And then God will say, yes, he freed each and every one of them. And then Big Mom would be pissed off, and then he will shout, and then she'll shout and say, how did he? Where is Opera? What happened to him? And then God would be like, Jimbe has betrayed us, Big Mom. What should we do? And then Big Mom would be, raged up, but fortunately her rage would not be implemented on Brook, luckily. And then Big Mom will say, that bastard, I'm not gonna take 200 years off of him or 300 years off of him. And I can definitely say that scene is gonna be totally funny. And then Big Mom will rush out of the room along with the homies and telling one of her guards to capture Brook. And then Pedro will enter the room, and after Big Mom leaves, he will save Brook and defeat the other guards in the room, and would be happy as Brook possesses a copy of the Poneglyphs. Brook eventually will succeed in making a copy of Poneglyph, that's for sure. Or if Brook fails to get a Poneglyph, then somehow Jinbei or Luffy or Sanji would help in some way, or even Windsmokes, who knows. And then we'll get to see Chopper in the mirror world. And Carrot's drawing would be pretty, but her work would be kind of cute and girlish, and whatever she makes seems to be like the image of the person she is making seems to be like a female. And then she will draw a face of Sanji, but Mirror will think that the face is actually Reiju, and then Mirror would tell them the mirror to enter where Reiju is, and then Chopper will see through that mirror and will find Reiju, who is injured and is being treated by the doctor currently. Well, Chopper would not go through that mirror, and you might ask me why that thing. Chopper is always seeking a chance to treat whoever who is injured or is having a disease, but he will get to know that Reiju is being treated properly and her treatment is almost done, and Chopper will be happy by that her treatment is already and properly done. And then he will think about telling this thing to Luffy, and then he'll ask Carrot to draw Luffy's face, and Luffy would not be in front of any mirror, and then Carrot will draw Luffy and the mirror would be unable to find him, and then they would just keep on running through the hallway to find a mirror. Who knew where Luffy is? But they eventually get to a mirror where they will find a certain someone, and you know who the certain someone would be? He definitely would be Caesar. Yo guys, I can just tell you right now that Caesar is gonna be rescued by Chopper and Carrot. Carrot likes Caesar a lot, and Chopper hates Caesar a lot. I don't know what kind of thing we're gonna see, and the moment with Caesar is obviously gonna be a funny kind of thing. And then we'll get to a scene where Windsmokes are. They all would be wondering that where Reiju is, and they would be discussing their plan about the wedding tomorrow and how the thing should proceed. And then they discuss about what if Big Mom tries to betray them. Then Judge will state that of course they will execute their backup plan along with their Germa 66 army. And yo guys, Germa 66 army along with the backup plan, how do you interpret it? A total bloodbath, a war between Windsmokes and the Big Mom. Obviously Big Mom is gonna win, but if Windsmokes and Luffy happen to have some kind of alliance or some other allies, and the prisoners who are freed from the prisoner library, who knows what might happen. and then Judge will ask one of the brother of Sanji to go and look out for Reiju, and then one of the brother, I think Yonji, will go to look for his sister, and then Judge will say, "Get ready for the grandest wedding ever, yo!" And that moment is gonna be totally badass. I can just foreshadow this right now. And then we'll get to see Sanji crying. Sanji would be depressed and sad after what he heard from Pudding, and after he gets a little bit cooled down and a little bit normal, he will go to look for Luffy, taking the bento box or the lunch box in his hand, and he will ask a guard that where Luffy is. Guard will refuse to tell because guard isn't obliged enough to tell Sanji that where Straw Hat and Nami are. And then Sanji would be returning back to his room, and then he will find Luffy, Nami and Jinbei running, and he will scream for them. Luffy and Nami would be happy, or I guess Nami would embrace Sanji and would angrily say that don't do things on your own ever again now, Sanji, and thing like that, I guess. And then all three of them will eat up the food that was present in the bento box, and then Luffy will say, "Thanks Sanji, the food was awesome and I am back." And then they will tell him that they have freed the prisoners to create some kind of chaos in the whole Cake Island, and that's why the prisoners weren't with Straw Hat, Nami and Luffy at the time. And then they will ask Sanji to leave the whole Cake Island along with them now because they don't have any kind of problem to deal with. And then Sanji will show them his wristband, and then Luffy will use his haki to remove those wristbands, just as Rayleigh did to free Kemi in the Samondi Archipelago arc. And then Luffy will tell about the scene with Pudding lying and then crying even after lying, and will tell Sanji that how everything is fine now and they don't have to worry about anything. And then Sanji would be shocked and like, "What? She was crying?" And then he says, "No, I can't come with you right now. I've got a marriage to attend and a problem to deal with too." Oh, and I definitely think that this is gonna happen. This is the only thing that I can think of this gonna happen, and this is what my thoughts are, guys. I hope you guys like this little theory or prediction or speculation of mine, and I guess that this is all for this video. And I know that this wasn't anything specific, but if any of this thing would come true, I would just literally bragging all over the forum, and especially Oro Jackson, that yay, I predicted it, yo, we predicted it. Oh guys, and thanks for all the support on my channel. I just got 73 subscribers, and that video Zoro MV just got past 10,000 views, and I highly appreciate that, guys. And stay tuned for more, guys. If you like this video of mine, be sure to like the video, comment your thoughts in the comment section below, share this video and my thoughts with whoever watches One Piece, and as always, guys, stay tuned, stay subscribed, hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification if you haven't already, and I'm the Think, and I'll see you in the next one.